that we're on?
138.
138. I got it. All right. Welcome to the One Take Podcast, episode 138. Here we are talking about drugs, mammal, narcotics, animal. This week we're talking about Cocaine Bear.
Blowoso.
Blowoso. That's insane. Oh my God. All right. So yeah, I mean, yeah, okay.
It happened.
Bear did drugs, right?
There was a bear. There was cocaine. We were all there. We saw it.
I'm joined, as always, by Lord Dex Hinton and Less Than Humble Teej. Guys, how we doing? We watched a CGI animal do drugs for an hour and a half. That is what we did with our time on a Sunday afternoon for me.
It was a movie.
The most tepid reviews of all time. It was a movie. Cocaine Bear, 6.5 on IMDb, came out just a week ago. Number 2 rated popularity movie trending right now. An oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converge on a Georgia forest where a huge black bear goes on a murderous rampage after unintentionally ingesting cocaine. 54 Metascore, directed by Elizabeth Banks, written by Jimmy Warden. Stars Kerry Russell, Alden Ehrenreich, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ray Liotta, may he rest in peace, in his final role.
Insane.
Oh no.
Insane. This is how Ray Liotta goes out, bro.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I hate that. Rest in peace to the legend. He definitely didn't take this movie thinking, yeah, this is a good last movie.
This is going to be it, yeah. Isaiah Whitlock Jr., Brooklyn Prince, Christian Convery, Margot Martindale, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, as well as Matthew Rhys. So like half the cast of The Americans is in this movie. So that's fun. This is also produced by Phil Lord and Chris Miller of Spider-Man and Lego Movie fame. So congrats to them, giving Alden Ehrenreich another chance after they were fired from that okay Han Solo movie.
Oh yeah.
So that's an interesting connection.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay. That was them.
That's where I know that name from.
God damn, that movie would have been so much better if they actually got to direct it. Disney, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, count your days. That was awful decision. Anyway,
a mad burger. Solo.
After we're done with Mandalorian season 3, I think we can all use a break from Star Wars. I feel like I'll just take a moment, take a breather, let it rest.
Tell that to Star Wars fans, of which I am one. But this is killing it at the box office. I don't know what they spent on it. It couldn't have been a lot. $30 million weekend gross worldwide on a budget of, I don't know, what do we think? $10 million?
No, I'm thinking $15 million.
I don't know where the budget of it is.
90% of it was for the CGI bears.
And the actual cocaine. It was, oh my God. It was up to a $35 million budget.
Wow.
Jesus. Where?
That's
all in the
bear, man.
It wasn't good. Cocaine Bear has a 65%, actually a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, 75% audience score. Despite Cocaine Bear's half-baked plot and uneven acting, the titular fiend, scene snorting frenzy, will give B-movie enthusiasts a contact high. Sure. Yeah. Dex, you go first. What'd you think of Drugs Animal?
I'm not gonna lie, I was madly underwhelmed by this movie. I was expecting it to be just so much more outrageous and fun and funny and stupid than it was. Like, it is stupid, but not like in the fun way. It's just like, it's stupid. Like, why is my boy from The Wire getting double crossed right now? Like, who asked for that? Why is Ray Liotta here, like getting his insides eaten out by a bear, like as the final role of his career.
Oh my god.
Like
Oh my.
why?
g-
Why is this happening?
It could have been Blackbird. He could have gone out with a bang because he was awesome in Blackbird.
Why did
And
Kerry Russell and
oh,
these kids have such crazy plot armor that like nothing happens to them? The bear just leaves them alone constantly. Why? For what? Where's her boyfriend at? Like, I wanted to meet the boyfriend. I thought the boyfriend was gonna get ate. That would have been dope. But I don't know. This movie felt like it just pulled punches constantly. And I was expecting it to be like this over the top, gory, outrageous shit. And like there are gory moments in it, but I don't know. I was expecting more. I was expecting it to be crazier, funnier. There's like only one really memorable like kill in this movie to me, and it's my boy from TikTok getting murked in the back of
Hell
the ambulance.
I should have mentioned what's my guy from TikTok's name? Hold on. Got to give him his flowers because it's his first film role ever. Scott Cease.
Yeah, him.
That's Tom.
Yeah, he was like the only memorable kill in this movie to me beyond Ray Liotta because it was Ray Liotta's last movie like scene ever was that. But
Crazy.
yeah, the bear jumping into the ambulance at full speed, ripping Scott Cease or whatever his name is into pieces. The lady, like the ranger, falling out the back of the ambulance face first, and then the driver crashing through the window. Only like really dope, ridiculous part of the movie. Everything else, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Who are these shitty ass kids that no one cares about? What's like the deal with O'Shea Jackson Jr. and his homie? Like, I don't, why are we doing this? Why are we trying to give them emotional depth? I just want to see them get eaten by bears. Like, C plus, whatever.
Tej, do you have any lingering thoughts about Cocaine Bear?
I feel the same way as Dex. Cocaine Bear is a slasher film. If you're going to make a slasher film, you have to have something to offset the slashing, especially in the year of our Lord 2023. I'm going to give a few examples. There's a director. His name is Alexandre Aja. I think I said that correctly. He directed Crawl, which is great. It is a slasher film where the slasher are alligators. An extremely amazing movie. And the reason why the movie is amazing is because to offset the fact that you have a very graphic and very slasher-based film, you have a couple things working for you in terms of the audience perception of it. You have a whole bunch of suspense in the movie, and you have basically what counts to a hero's journey in the main character, which really gives the audience something to root for. You offset the the complete gore with something. Another example. I should also say he also directed a movie called High Tension in 2003. It is a real slasher movie. Literally, a man is going into a sorority house, and it's like a French movie, I believe. And he goes into a sorority house, and he's literally raping and stabbing young women. It is one of the most gruesome things I've ever seen. Please don't ever watch it. It's awful. But if you were to watch that movie, which I don't recommend you do, you will see that this director is a fucking genius when it comes to building tension, no pun intended, because that's words in the title. He can build tension and he can build suspense. Some movie exec who watches way too many movies saw that film and said, we need to give this guy money and have him make a film, but the film has to be palatable for audiences. You can't just have people raping and stabbing people in a sorority house. You can't make that movie. But you could use those same instincts and the same film techniques and the same cinematography to make a really cool movie that can be a fan favorite if you just make it alligators, because alligators can act any kind of way we want, and people will be fine with it because it's an alligator. It's not a human. So we don't have to think about why is the human acting like that. It's an alligator. It's doing what alligators do. So that's an example of trying to offset some of your gore. Another example just came out. Megan is technically a slasher movie. Megan is cutting people up and beating the shit out of people and doing really gruesome shit to people, including kids. But Megan works because it's funny. And Megan lets you know early on, this is a comedy. Not everybody in the movie is being funny. Allison Williams isn't being funny, or at least not on purpose. But Megan is a comedy. And if you go to watch the Megan in a theater, which we all happen to do, everybody's laughing. It's a great time. Cocaine Bear is extremely violent. It's a slasher movie. It has a great concept. It has a kick-ass trailer. And I walked into the movie theater expecting to have a fucking great time, just like everybody else in my movie theater.
Packed movie theater for me, by the way.
Packed for me as well. One of the writers for the film introduced the film for us. We had little fake cocaine baggies. I was at the Alamo Draft House in LA. We had little fake cocaine baggies, and there was like a little, how they had the foam hands. It was like a foam bear cub hand. So I'm like, I'm about to have a great time. I went into the theater, high and a little drunk, like I was supposed to. I did my part, and not to toot our own horns, but we are a podcast you can come to review a movie like this because we're going to meet the film on the level. We are not coming into this film expecting great prose or an Oscar-nominated movie or a point or anything like that. We just want to have a good fucking time. So when we give these grades, we're not grading it because the plot's bad, or we're grading it that way because how much fun did we have in the movie theater? And I give it a C+. Actually, I would give it a C+. There's some cool stuff with the bear. I mean, the CGI doesn't look great, but it doesn't look bad enough to make me knock the movie.
Right. It doesn't take you out of it or anything.
It doesn't take you out of it. But the plot is way too overly convoluted. There's about 20 extra characters that we actually are following around when really we just need more bodies to throw to the bear. It's just, I don't know. The only really funny parts of the movie, you have this TikTok guy who we mentioned earlier on set. He's hilarious. He doesn't really get to do much funny. Probably the funniest part of the movie is the little boy. He's okay. He's pretty funny. And O'Shea Jackson beating up a group of like white thugs. I guess there's something funny about that, but I don't think they had an idea of what movie they were making. This movie should have been about 100 times funnier. We should have been having a great time and laughing at the box office, but instead we're watching a slasher movie about a bear where the plot's just kind of going everywhere. And I walked out of the movie theater. Now, granted, like I said, I was high and drunk, but when I walked out of the movie, when we were like, okay, we're going to pod about this movie, I had to literally go back and look up how this movie ended. I literally forgot how the movie ended. I did not sleep. I did not pass out. I was awake the whole time. I literally forgot how the film ended because it didn't matter. And I wasn't having that much fun, or at least not as much fun as I thought I was going to have. And some of that might be, I saw this kick-ass trailer. I'm like, this is my kind of movie. And I just didn't end up enjoying it nearly as much as I thought I would. I gave it a C+.
Yeah, this movie's not good, guys.
No.
And it's
not
not
even
like
the fun, not good. It's just not good.
And it's not like
it could be not good, but it's got to be a shitload of fun to be not good,
right? And it just like it. I hate doing this because eventually, like, hopefully, we talk to filmmakers, and Dex has talked to filmmakers and stuff. So I hate putting this out there. It just is a nothing movie. And for a movie called Cocaine Bear, where the bear is doing cocaine and killing people, that feels like an impossible scenario to come up with. That this is just a nothing movie. Now people are going to go, and I had a great time. Here's the thing, man. You said it was a slasher film, Tej. I just think it was they wanted to make a comedy, like a kind of a gross out comedy. And they wanted to make it campy, and I think they tried to lean into that a little bit. It just wasn't enough, which is crazy to say. I don't know how to explain it better than that. It just wasn't dialed up to 11 like it needed to be. And the result of that, it was just like tepid laughs throughout my entire theater. Just people going,
yeah, like that.
Yep. The big thing, and somebody gets their head blown off, and that was the one thing people were kind of like, whoa, but I just like, it just wasn't funny. Everything went on.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, out of nowhere too. What a random, yeah, like it just, everything went on like a beat too long, and for an hour and 32-minute movie or whatever it is, that also feels impossible. The pacing was by Elizabeth Banks and whoever
dog shit.
Yeah, whoever edited this movie was just so, they would just linger on it when the jokes weren't that funny to begin with. And it's just like, we're doing cocaine. We got to get moving here. But most of the movie is somebody trudging through the woods. What? For a movie about uppers, this is the most downer shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's Kerry Russell being like, I gotta find my kid, which is cool for the first 5 minutes, And then after that, it's like, okay, like more bear, please.
And
More
look,
cocaine.
I think everybody in this knew what movie they were making. They knew they weren't making high art. That's why you got all these talented people in this movie. And obviously, like Elizabeth Banks has some sort of clout. I mean, I've loved her in all of her comedy movies, and she's a great screen presence, has been for decades now. But like, I just think that her as a filmmaker, and especially of that of like these action comedies, because she did Charlie's Angels, that she, blamed everybody except for her for flopping.
What a nothing movie.
I just don't know if like it's necessarily there. I just like you said, there's a lot of people in here with nothing to do except for like walk through the woods, and then at some point they get into a standoff with Isaiah Whitlock, who meets the weirdest end ever on top of a gazebo. It's like it just felt like wasted talent sometimes throughout this shit.
How do you have Isaiah Whitlock in a movie called Cocaine Bear and he doesn't go shit ever?
Right.
How do we do
Not
that?
even once.
It just,
that's because Elizabeth Bank never seen The Wire. She's never seen that show. She's never seen that show.
Never watched one episode.
Never.
My man literally got shot in the stomach. Like, that's the perfect time to say shit. He just didn't do it. I was like, what? Come on. It's right there.
And it's not like, it's not like Ray Liotta has been in a lot of high art in his latter years. But him meeting his untimely end in this movie, and like getting his intestines eaten by cubs, and he falls off a waterfall, like that's how he dies, and this is his final role.
Wait, no, apparently he has other roles that are coming out.
Oh, he does. Okay,
thank God.
This movie was dedicated to him, by the way, which is like, what a legacy.
Yeah. what a thing to say.
It's nice to dedicate a film to somebody, but this one might be offensive to his family and friends. This one might actually offend him.
Yeah, I just think, man, this was a cool concept. They had like the one idea, and they worked backwards from that idea. It was literally like an SNL sketch that they had to try and work backwards from.
Yeah, you can tell.
And I think it sort of succeeds because of the people that are in it, maybe because of the Lord and Miller had their hands on it. So it's a little bit more campy, and it's sort of more self-aware than I think maybe it would have been. Like they're the kings of meta filmmaking, but I just think it suffers from a complete lack of urgency or just comedic timing. Really, it really is strange, super strange. And also, yeah, you said there wasn't a lot of gore for a movie about a bear killing people, but it also at a certain point to me was gross for what we were doing. I was just like, ugh, like I'm good. You know what I mean? And I'm not normally the one. We're the ones on screen on this podcast that were like, fuck yeah, Django Unchained. You know what I mean? But nah, it's at a certain point out here, I was just like, man.
It's not that.
It's not working.
Like, it's just like leg stumps. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm going for here. I want like cartoonish amounts of like fake.
True.
blood.
If you're going to do it, go way over the top. It's like, we got to the R rating. All right, let's stop.
Yeah, it's like I don't. There were multiple just like severed legs just falling from the sky or whatever. It's like we did this bit already. Like we shouldn't be repeating bits in an hour and a half movie. We should have more than this.
The Lord and Miller of it all is really weird because those dudes really have a sense of how to make something funny, and so it just felt. And also, Elizabeth Banks made a Pitch Perfect movie, and whatever you might think of those movies are fucking hilarious. Like they're a good time. Yeah, they're fun as hell. You turn on Pitch Perfect, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna laugh. It just felt so weird that this movie wasn't funny at all. Like it. I mean, it was clear they were trying to be funny, but it's not. This should have been a knee slapper movie for an hour and a half. We should have had the crowd going crazy laughing, but we just didn't. And I like to see character actress Margot Martindale and stuff. I
Yeah.
like to see O'Shea Jackson and stuff, but these people are not funny, or at least not in the traditional way, or not in the way that really worked in the film. And it just felt weird tonally. It just felt like they didn't realize what they should have been making and what the fans want to see. The fans want to laugh. Of course, the fans want to see the bear go crazy and kill people. That was a given. We saw that in the trailer, but the fans really wanted to. We didn't even have to care about any of the people. We just wanted to have a good time and laugh, and it didn't provide enough of that, like, at all. Not even close.
This is one of those movies where you don't have to like provide any sort of emotional background between, and they barely scrape over the surface with like, my mom abandons me for work and her boyfriend all the time. But like, that was it,
One of the guys was randomly a widower, and I was like, oh, that's why is that in there?
Yeah,
They
why do
tried
we
to
keep
play off the
coming back to
the
this?
cancer death of Alden Ehrenreich's wife as being like a funny bit that they do throughout the entire thing, and it's just like, this is weird. Although credit to Alden Ehrenreich, he was committed the entire time. He looked like shit in the movie.
He looked like absolute shit.
Like, he was committed. Everyone in this is committed. It's just in the wrong places. It's just so weird.
Yeah, the random like delinquent kid that they run around with in the woods or whatever, he stunk. That character stunk. The joke stunk. Hated it. That was awful. He could have been so much funnier. He was
Were you
just a
talking about the little kid
weirdo.
or the guy that was with O'Shea Jackson?
The guy that was with O'Shea Jackson?
Oh yeah, complete
Little
garbage
piece of shit.
character.
Yeah, hated it. Stunk.
Yeah, I don't know. We can go on and on and on about it. I just think like, for a movie theater as full as it was, the marketing for this worked. Obviously, the marketing I think was always going to work.
The marketing was funnier than the movie, honestly.
Yeah,
Scott Sace put out a
Facts.
tweet like the day of the movie came out. And he was like, "Here's what you need to know about Cocaine Bear." Nothing. Like,
Yeah.
just show up to the movie. And I was like, "This is
That TikTok was funnier than the
comedic
film,
gold.
for sure.
So that was Cocaine Bear. It's going to be a surprise hit at the box office. Like I said, theater was full. Marketing worked. It was always going to work because it's called Cocaine Bear. Like, holy shit! You know what's funnier than this movie? The stuffed bear that they have with a cowboy hat on it in Kentucky that they found. Have you seen that picture?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
Fucking
Cocaine
wild.
Bear.
Yeah, it's the Cocaine Bear. Oh yeah, they also have 2 10-year-olds or however they old, they're 13, I guess, do a knife full of cocaine.
Yeah, if you're gonna have kids do cocaine, you got to make the movie funny. I should be having a lot more fun. If literal 10-year-olds are gonna do cocaine right there on screen, I thought they were gonna accidentally ingest it. No, they just did it.
They just
did
did
it.
it.
And it was
Swallowed
like, oh,
it.
okay, you're just gonna swallow it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Is
Also,
that how
not a.
cocaine works? Can you just eat cocaine?
I mean, people like put it in their gums and stuff like that. But I'm sure if you ingest a mouthful of cocaine,
Something's gonna happen.
yeah.
I was just thinking, like, if you can do that, like snorting that shit sounds awful. I like, if
As
I,
you can tell,
not recommending doing cocaine, never done it, never will do it. But I'm just saying, like, snorting some powder sounds fucking awful. If I can just eat it instead, I would do that.
not a lot of not
Eating
not
it sounds
huge.
awful, too.
Yeah, not huge drug guys on this podcast, by the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, we only do prescription drugs like Adderall.
Yeah, like adults.
Maybe we were supposed to do some cocaine, but Adderall is basically cocaine. And if I did Adderall, I would have enjoyed the movie even less. So
Yeah, what if that was the whole thing? And then Elizabeth Banks goes on the press. Well, you were supposed to do coke. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Y'all, they were supposed to provide it for you in the theater. Like, we had this arranged.
Yeah, teach. I went in there. I got my big Truly that they sell for $20, like it's a baseball game at the movie theater. And I went in there and I was drinking and I was having a good time for like all of the trailers. I was glad to be around people breathing on each other. COVID's still not a thing. Doesn't matter. We were in there having a good time, laughing at some movie trailers, and then the movie started and it just fart noise. Like, it just okay. Hour and a half
Giving
movie.
y'all fake cocaine as you walked into the theater is even funnier than the movie itself.
Your
Like,
tweet was funnier than the movie.
also, speaking of the trailers for this movie, that I don't remember what it was called, but that horror movie with the weird mom shit, that looks
Evil Dead
fucked,
Rise.
man. Yeah,
that
keep
shit
that
looked
away from my
amazing. I'm
family.
there. No, I'll be there.
that
I'm
shit
in there.
looks fucked. No, thank you. Like
The
even
cheese grinder to the leg.
Just the trailer, I was like, I can't do this.
Won't
I
do it.
won't.
I'm in there.
Teach up
man.
to
I'm
tell
already
us how it was. 'cause
I'm already dead
Jesus
inside.
Christ.
I'm time me up.
This is going to be a short podcast. Anything else to say about Cocaine Bear? Make your money. I'm glad an original concept film is making money. Cool. But
Shout out to Kerry Russell. That's it.
yeah, keep getting
Yeah.
the Matthew Reese, Carrie Russell power couple. Keep getting those checks. Not enough of him in this movie, by the way. That was the funniest. That was the hardest I laughed when he hit his head on the way out of the plane. When he was throwing out the cocaine. That was the hardest I laughed the entire movie.
That like set the tone that like this movie's about to be a romp and it's going to be hilarious because you start like that and it's like, okay, that's pretty funny. I'm into that, and then you don't really laugh hard again.
Oh, I didn't give it a grade. C- for me. It was fine.
Got it.
Like
Yeah, we're all in the same area.
people are gonna tell us we're stupid for not enjoying it. Like they had a great time, but I just
I went in ready to enjoy the film, guys. I mean, what can I do? I tried.
Yeah,
I was
I've
loaded.
tweeted multiple times that Plane was real cinema. Like I can watch a dumb movie.
we're on this podcast calling Ambulance an A+.
Y'all tried to make
that's
Ambulance
real
top
cinema
10
right there.
of 2022.
That's
Like,
real
yeah,
cinema right there.
We can hang out and watch a dumb as shit movie.
We
This one
needed more
just dumb.
drone shots of the bear. That's what we needed. Drone shots.
True. We did.
Honestly, that would have saved this movie. Just drone shots of a bear climbing a tree and shit.
Just needed some punch up, man. That's all I gotta say. I mean, me, professional script writer, telling movie makers how to make their films. Anyway, let's talk about the SAG Awards real quick. Short podcast this week because we're gonna turn around. We're gonna review Creed 3 at the end of the week.
Real
well.
goddamn cinema.
Can't wait.
That is gonna be a lot better. Just can already tell you. The SAG Awards came and went this past weekend. As you're watching this, best film. Can anybody take a guess? Oh wait, no. Outstanding. They don't do best film because it's a Screen
No,
Actors Guild Award.
It's ensemble or what?
Outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. Anybody want to take a guess?
I'm looking at it so I can tell
Yeah,
you.
I know who won. So I can't guess.
Everything Everywhere All at Once won
Yes.
that. This is getting contentious here, guys. SAG Awards, female actor in a leading role, Michelle Yeoh. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
See, okay. I told y'all in the group chat I have a theory about this. I think this helps Kate Blanchett seal up the Oscar win.
This is some interesting, mental gymnastics.
You have to
This is
explain
some big 4D chess shit going on here. All right.
Big brain on decks.
So it looked like for a while there that Kate Blanchett was going to walk to the Oscar. She was winning everything: Critics' Choice, Golden Globe, BAFTA, all this other stuff. So when that happens, when there's like one big overwhelming favorite, that's when people are like, "Oh, well, Kate Blanchett's going to win anyway. I'm just going to vote for Michelle Yeoh, or I'm going to vote for, God forbid, Ana de Armas or some shit, just because." Like Kate Blanchett is gonna win anyway, so I can just vote for something else. Like, because I'm just feeling frisky. I want to be different. We saw this in like a much more dire example, the 2016 election, when people were like, "Oh yeah, Hillary Clinton's gonna win anyway."
I'm just
And
gonna
I
not.
don't like her that much, so I'm just gonna not vote. I'm gonna write in Mickey Mouse. I'm gonna write in, fucking Ted Cruz or some other piece of shit. And I'm not going to vote for either one of them because she's going to win anyway. So it doesn't matter. And I can have a guilt-free conscience. And enough people do that, and fucking Donald Trump wins. And I think that same thing was in danger of happening to Kate Blanchett, where people are like, "Oh, she's going to win anyway. It doesn't matter who I vote for."
We're not saying Michelle Yeoh is Donald Trump.
Yeah, no, we're not saying Michelle Yeoh is Donald Trump.
You're not
Andrea
saying
Riseborough is Donald Trump, if anybody is in this fucking category.
This is all parody.
Yeah.
Publicists
Allegedly.
listening to this. This is all parody.
Parody, allegedly, comedy, don't ban us, Elon, whatever. But yeah, I think now Michelle Yeoh winning as SAG, that'll wake people back up to be like, "Oh, well, Kate Blanchett might not be a lock. So if I think that she should win, then I have to vote for her because she might not win." So that's my theory.
Some interesting
I like it.
gymnastics we're doing
That's
there.
where I'm at.
What if they just zagged too hard? They were like, "Oh, we gave her, we gave we gave Michelle one. You got a little win in there, and then all of a sudden people were like, "Wait, Michelle Yeoh is like winning." Like,
yeah. Yeah. It's hard
it'll
to
be interesting.
predict how these things kind of sit, when you have a poll that takes place once, it's not like a
Right.
leader, like back and forth thing, they're voting one goddamn time. So, you never know who's actually in front, who's not. We'll never know who's right and who's wrong. But yeah, I still, I think that Kate Blanchett is going to win at the Oscars.
I'll get to Best Actor in a second. Do you think that's like the same thing though that then happened with Jamie Lee Curtis, because she won for Best Actor in a supporting role, which makes zero sense.
Yeah, see that I don't get, because like, why is anyone voting for her in the first place? I couldn't really tell you.
She is not even the best supporting actress in her own movie.
Yeah, who else was nominated?
Same thing. Carrie Condon, Hong Chow, Angela Bassett, Stephanie Sue.
I know that there's going to be some pro Stephanie Sue anger if Jamie Lee Curtis wins this award, which I think that unfortunately she will. And I agree that.
You think she's going to win the Oscar over Angela Bassett?
Oh wait, is Angela Bassett for? Oh no, I don't think she's going to win it. So I think it's going to be pointless.
Talking about the Oscars, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, I think that Michelle Bassett. I think that Angela Bassett is going to win that award. I know there's been a lot of talk about the Jamie Lee Curtis thing, and I know that she's not the best supporting actress in the movie. We all agree there. Although I love the work that she did in the movie. I think she's great. But what Sue's doing is way more special and way more commendable in terms of awarding. But also, Jamie Lee Curtis made Halloween, bros. And I'm sorry, but Jamie Lee Curtis is her. And so I can't be that mad, even though I do have like, and I think Angela Bassett is going to win anyway. So it's all going to come out in the wash. They should both be happy to be nominated. And Jamie Lee Curtis, I love Jamie Lee Curtis, so I don't have anything against her performance. But what her co-star did was special. I really do think that what she did was special.
Yeah.
And if Angela Bassett wasn't Angela Bassett and wasn't also robbed for Why Do Fools Fall in Love, or sorry, What's Love Got to Do with It, maybe we would be having a conversation. But Angela Bassett is also her, and Angela Bassett made What's Love Got to Do with It, so she's gonna get an award for that. Because no one's going to remember Black Panther 2 in 10 years, but we're always going to remember What's Love Got to Do with It. So I'm fine with it.
And that she did actually have one under her belt.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie to you. Jamie Lee Curtis would probably be third on my ballot if I was ranking the five.
That's fair.
Behind, well, actually fourth. Behind
fourth on mine.
Angela Bassett, Stephanie Sue, and Carrie Condon. And then give me Jamie Lee Curtis after that. Carrie Condon was dope.
Is it Shu? Is her last name Shu? I've been saying Sue.
I think it's Shu, but I'm not entirely sure.
Pivoting back, male actor in a leading role. Dex has opposing thoughts that people are going to call you bad and wrong for on the internet. Brendan Fraser won for The Whale. Also nominated were Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, Bill Nighy, and fucking Adam Sandler for Hustle.
Yeah,
hell yeah, brother!
I still can't believe that Adam Sandler got the nomination.
Crazy.
I love Adam Sandler, but I can't believe it.
That's nuts, man. But good for him, I guess. Like, that's cool. But yeah, my opposing thought is that give me Austin Butler, bro. So I'm sorry, I
can't do it.
The Whale stinks, dog. Like The Whale is legitimately bad to me.
And my argument was that Austin Butler is 12 years old. He'll get his chance. Like Leo down the line.
I agree with that.
Give it to Brendan Fraser. Like, why not? Why not?
That movie fucking sucks.
It doesn't matter.
And his role.
Elvis sucks too, Dex. Elvis is also Huff cinema.
No.
You can't make that argument. Elvis is Huff.
Yeah, it's not like I said. It's not like he's going up against. It's not like he's going up against what's his face, Bradley Cooper, who sung and wrote and directed and tap danced and died on that screen. Like,
look, it's not Austin Butler isn't like the runaway deserving winner like Bradley Cooper was, but The Whale, I don't think I can get across how much I dislike The Whale. Like, that shit is so bad, and the Academy doesn't like it either.
That's true.
Yeah,
nobody likes it.
Elvis, Best Picture nominated, got nominated in a bunch of other categories, or not a bunch, but multiple other categories outside of Austin Butler. People like that movie. It got people back in theaters a little bit. It was like the little appetizer before people really came back to theaters for Top Gun Maverick. But yeah, it's so much better than The Whale. Even if you don't like Elvis, I feel like it's a much much better movie than The Whale. And Brendan Fraser's whole performance is just being fat and being inconvenienced by being fat. Like that's it. Like, are we really gonna give this man an Oscar for like pretending to be fat? Come on.
I saw a picture of. I have not seen this film because everyone I love and respect said this film stinks. But I saw a picture today of him in the fat suit or however they did this. I don't know if they used CGI. I don't know how they actually did it.
Was
but
a fat suit. Yeah.
It was
he looks absolutely ridiculous.
There was a behind the scenes of them putting it. It looked exhausting. I will say that it looked like a lot that they were.
You can't give someone an Oscar for wearing a fat suit. I'm sorry, that's not a thing.
Like that's it. That's the only.
That's
like,
literally not a thing.
Like that's the whole thing we're talking about with this performance is that he's convincingly fat. Like that's it. You know what I'm saying? At least with Austin Butler, like, has he made Elvis his entire personality now? Yeah, he has. And like that I can respect. Making Elvis your personality is way more than pretending to be fat your personality.
Like a kid at theater camp, Dex.
I think we should give both of them demerits for those actions. We should give him a demerit for being fat, and we should definitely give Austin Butler a demerit for making Elvis's personality. I'm tired of it.
Give it to Colin Farrell.
He's gonna go on stage and he's gonna do the Elvis voice, and we're all gonna groan. And I don't want that moment. I would much rather see Colin Farrell go up there because I love Colin Farrell. Let's do that. Not that I don't like Brendan Fraser, but I don't want to see he's gonna do. Wear his fat suit on stage? I don't want to see that.
He did give a pretty impassioned speech at the SAG Awards that was actually that I think a lot of people seem to enjoy, and a lot of people in Hollywood are now patting themselves on the back for bringing him back to the limelight. I think he deserves it. I will say that
he deserves that. This movie is.
There is a sense of like, oh well, good for him. You know, sort of going on. And
but guys, we can't let Darren Aronofsky win. We can't let Darren Aronofsky have Oscar-winning film The Whale.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Every trailer from now until the end of time cannot be like Darren Aronofsky, multiple Oscar winner for The Whale. Like, come on.
He's not going to win anything. Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, but they will use that shit. And we have to put a stop to it.
I think Brendan Fraser deserves it. I will say there is a sense in Hollywood. I hope they don't pat themselves on the back because they blackballed him for a while. So they need to the president of Hollywood, whoever that is, needs to come out and needs to come out and issue a statement about why that was. But I do think he deserves something, and they are giving him his flowers, which rightfully so.
Yeah, I won't be mad if Brendan Fraser wins. I just hate that movie. Like that's really it.
Ke Huy Quan won for Best Supporting Actor, which that's the most lock of locks. I don't even think you could get that for minus money at this point. Like that's like plus 1,000 at the
walking away.
Big lock.
But also nominated was Paul Dano, which he should have been nominated in the first place. Brendan Gleeson, Barry Keoghan, and Eddie Redmayne. Stop giving him nominations for things for The Good Nurse. That movie stunk.
I didn't even watch it, dog. I knew he wasn't going to get an Oscar nomination for it, so I was like, I don't have to care. Thank God.
He yelled on screen once, and people were like, let's give him acting nomination. Stop.
Before that movie came out, people were like, Jessica Chastain, she just won the Oscar. Eddie Redmayne has an Oscar. You know, this might be some heat. This might be some magic. And then it came out, and everyone was like, never mind. This is not winning anything that we care about. So I was like, checking out, not watching that shit.
Speaking of Jessica Chastain, she won one for actor in a limited series.
So what limited series was she in?
She was in George and Tammy, I think, on Showtime. So yeah, Abbott Elementary won for ensemble in a comedy series. White Lotus won for ensemble in a drama series.
Also love to see it.
Jennifer Coolidge, female actor in a drama series. Jason Bateman, Ozark. Didn't that come out like 5 years ago?
Also, it's not good. That show stinks.
Is that still happening, or is that
it's over
just
now?
Just wrapped up.
Okay. I never watched it. My parents loved that shit, which usually to me means something stinks. If my parents are like, you gotta
this is being
watch
recorded,
this.
Right? This is being recorded. They can hear this audio.
They don't listen.
They don't listen.
stunt ensemble in a motion picture, because this is what we care about. Top Gun Maverick, baby.
Hell yeah.
Which
No
they
way you
should
can give that
have
to anyone else.
They should have an Oscar for best stunt performance. They should. Like, why not? They have a
Do they
best
not?
Oscar. No, they don't. They have a best Oscar for hair and makeup, but the people throwing themselves off of buildings, fuck them.
If they create an Oscar for best stunt after Tom Cruise is done risking his life for our entertainment, I will riot and I will.
They have to
protest.
name it the Tom Cruise Award.
They better start that shit right now or never, because if Tom Cruise doesn't have the award for stunt after he tried to kill himself for 20 years, then the award means nothing. So either start it now or don't do it at all, Oscars. But start it now, because Mission Impossible 7 is coming and Tom Cruise is going to jump off stuff.
He's already-
and I can't wait.
He's already thrown himself. He already put out the sizzle reel of
We
it.
put out the scissor reel, and I've watched it about 20 times. I can't get enough of it. I cannot stop watching it.
That movie is
And-
going to be so fucking fire. And it's only part one, baby.
I can't fucking wait.
We're gonna get out of that, and then it's going to get bigger and better. Like after that.
And also, real cinema, they tell you it's part one before you walk into the movie theater. I just want to point that
Yes.
out, because that's what real cinema does.
But unlike Dune, Tom Cruise has the power to know that he's going to make another movie.
He just saved cinema. Like that's what he did.
Speaking of, they gave him like a special recognition at the Producers Guild. Like, hey, thank you. Like they gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award, I think. So, and then
Dune?
Spielberg's coming up to him and saying, "You saved cinema." Like, Jesus.
Exactly. Dune and Denis Villeneuve, they had people thinking cinema might be dead because they put that shit out on HBO Max and in theaters at the same time, and it made barely any money. They didn't know if they were going to get a sequel. Everyone's like, movie theaters are dead. The streaming shit took over. Then Tom Cruise came and saved cinema. He was like, we're going to wait for this, like these vaccines to start hitting for real. And then we're going to drop Top Gun Maverick in movie theaters exclusively for a long ass time. People are going to go see that shit because it's real cinema. And movie theaters are saved.
Tom Cruise, known science follower, right? That's what that is.
Known science follower.
Science,
And also, like, look,
He
ever
loves
since
science so
Top Gun
much,
Maverick
he made
came
it his
out,
religion.
ever since Top Gun Maverick came out, all these streaming services been in the dirt. You've heard about Disney like losing a shit ton of money. You heard about Netflix losing subscribers. You heard about you haven't heard shit about Peacock and Paramount Plus because you never did. But all these streaming services have been in the dirt since Top Gun Maverick came out. Not a coincidence.
Viacom rolling in it. Yes, to our big CBS overlords, right? No, yeah, there's a host of other like Gene Smart one for Hacks, Jeremy Allen White one for The Bear, which hell yeah. Sam Elliott one for 1883, which okay, sure. So yeah. That was the Screen Actors Guild. Oh, and Stranger Things one for stunt ensemble in a television series, which okay.
Still haven't
Yeah.
watched Stranger Things. I might need to get on that.
You
I
need
think
to.
you're a
It's
few
real-
years too late.
Real cinema. No, that's
Nah,
not true.
bro.
It's never too late.
Yeah, I've got to like. It's
not
not
even
coming out
finished yet.
till 24, right?
Oh, yeah,
it's
that's
not even
true.
finished yet.
I got time.
I will say, I say that as Caitlin and I literally watched all of it in a weekend, which feels impossible, but we did do that. That's the Screen Actors Guild Awards, Producers Guild, Everything Everywhere All at Once won the Best Picture at the Producers Guild Awards. So they're winning.
Oh yeah, that's a wrap.
They're winning the Best Picture, guys.
They are
Just
the best picture.
calling it here now. They did it. Congratulations to us, really.
Not only, I was gonna say, not only are we calling it here now, we called it literally days
When
after
it came out.
We called it, and it looks like it's gonna happen. And I couldn't be happier because it deserves it. There are other movies that were great, but I mean, nothing made me feel quite like that. And winning Best Picture the year that Tom Cruise and Top Gun literally saved cinema we're gonna remember that their strength of schedule was not easy, and that's gonna be incredible to remember that for years and years to come.
Honestly,
they gotta
strength of
be
schedule was
exhausted.
insane.
They gotta be exhausted.
They've been everywhere, man. They
Like,
deserve
Michelle
it. They
Yeoh
fucking
hasn't been
deserve
home in 10 months.
it.
They've had to sit through 87,000 screenings of this movie, and they're like still excited about it every single time. And the
Sitting
whole
there going
cast
on
shows
doing
up.
all the hot ones and everything else. Like, Jesus Christ, can I take a nap?
For the
What
longest
do
time,
What do you
A24 had them
think
showing
is
up.
the best film from this year's? Who would be your favorite to win? If you could take one movie and screen it again for the like, Jesus Christ, can we get out of these press junkets?
Michelle Yeoh, can you talk
Name
about
your
beating
top
bitches
10.
up?
Yeah, name your top 10 films. Okay, why?
I'm very excited that after winning her Oscar and after winning Best Picture, Michelle Yeoh's get to go on a long vacation and then get right back to work because she's got more real cinema to give us, and she's a queen.
Is she in an Avatar movie?
Oh God, please
I
don't
think
tell me
she's in an
gonna do
Avatar movie coming up.
No, Michelle Yeoh, please.
She might
please.
be. Was she in this one? Or
She wasn't in this past one. But Academy Award winning actress Kate Blanchett was. No, she's going to be she's going to be in Avatar 4 and 5 and
I
3,
can't believe
4,
they're
and
already
5.
doing. Oh, okay, she's in the third
And
one too.
she 3, 4, and 5. She works, man. She's gonna be in a Transformers movie. She's in 5 movies coming out next year.
She signed a lifetime deal with the Avatar universe. That is a big loss for me. I don't like.
hey, bro,
that.
Disney low-key got her in a chokehold because she's in the MCU too. So they're like, yeah, you coming with us.
She's in 5 movies or 5 projects coming out in 2023.
She's in Transformers.
Rise of the Beast, baby.
She is fucking stacking bread. I love that. I'm not watching another Transformers film, especially one that is not directed by Michael Bay, but I respect her hustle.
She was
They
also
might be better
because
they're not.
Don't do that, please. That first Transformers movie was real cinema, bro. Don't do that. Michael Bay is a king. We love you, Michael Bay. It's a Michael Bay.
Do we want to talk about the one where they had Harriet Tubman like fighting with Transformers?
Listen, those things fell off a cliff, but he made so much money that who is going to make a great movie after that? I would have started throwing random slave references into my Transformers movie too at some point.
Nasty. What are you talking about?
This is the most insane defense I've ever heard. I would have also put Harriet Tubman with my licensed toys.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah, so that's been a one take podcast. Are we watching anything? Last of Us still good, folks. Just Dex is a big hater.
Yeah, sorry.
Texas said he was bored. Bored?
Yeah, episode 7 was boring,
about that,
dog. I'm sorry.
About that young romance budding on the screen?
Don't care. It's like, bro, I know she's dead already. Like I can't care.
Last of Us still good. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm watching right now.
Great.
About to go see Creed 3 tomorrow. That's just gonna be sick. Gonna watch Scream 6 on Friday.
Oh yeah.
Excited as fuck. It must be good because they're dropping the embargo quick. Like the movie doesn't.
They gotta get out. They gotta get out in front of Creed 3. Like I don't know. That's a tough box office schedule right there.
Yeah, I don't know if Creed 3 will be able to hang on. Like once Scream 6 comes out, they're all out blitzing that shit. But yeah, March is a month of real cinema this year. Rare, like very rare, but.
Well, Tej, you may know, have they always been like they've been financially successful? Obviously, they've made 6, but have they been like gangbusters at the box office?
What, Mission Impossible?
No, Scream. What?
Oh, I was like, what? No, yes, Scream. They've done very, very good business. Obviously, they're not the most expensive movies to make, so they've done very good business. And Scream 5, Dex had this ranking as well, but not just people that have been watching the Scream movies from the beginning think very highly of Scream 5. And they put it very highly in their rankings just because it's phenomenal. Jenna Ortega is really her. She's also booked and busy and working hard. And they do pretty well because they're so cheap, but also because it's a horror movie. So obviously they do really well. And Scream 6 is going to be great. This is the first time they're going to be in a big city, which is going to change the whole dynamic.
Yeah, they've always been awesome. The first Scream made $173 million on a $14 million budget. The last one, they upped the budget to only $24 million in 2022 dollars, and they made $140 million.
They're getting my money for Scream 6.
Down movie year too.
I got my tickets already. I'm ready.
Definitely, if they came out the same weekend, Creed 3 would easily win at the box office. But with Creed 3 being in its second weekend, I don't know if it'll hang on over Scream 6. That'll be
Oh,
interesting
they're
to
not
watch.
coming out at the same time. You're just getting to see it a week early. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very
Sure.
jealous that you're getting to see it a week early, by the way.
At like 2 p.m. too. Like that shit is weird. They must feel real good.
With all the lore attached, you now know all the lore. Anyway, we're going long on a podcast we said would be short. That has been a One Take podcast. Cocaine Bear. Yay, we did it.
The bear did cocaine.
You can find us at One Take Podcast, One Take Pod on Twitter, One Take Pod on Instagram, the like, TikTok, if you will. Go follow us on Twitter. We have a giveaway going on right now with that, and Watch with Apollo at Watch with Apollo. Follow, like the tweet, retweet, may get 2 tickets to Creed or Scream, depending on when we give away those tickets.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for liking, downloading, and subscribing. Please feel free to leave a review. We know more of you are listening to this than have left us reviews. Please do that on either Spotify and or Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate that. You can find us at Lord Dex Hinton, at Les_Humble at Royden Ogletree. You can also find Dex's writing on ApolloHOU.com. You can also hear Tej at the Slander U podcast, hopefully talking about the beatdown that Baylor gave to Texas
In men's and women's basketball.
in men's and women's. But I think
I have no comment about those.
like
things.
the men's basketball team had y'all's legs on the headboard. Did you say something like that?
I did say something like that. It was not a great game. We probably could have sealed the Big 12 by winning that game. We went out sad, but it's okay. March is coming. March is here.
Yep. So, because Texas historically thrives in March in college
Hey,
basketball.
New coach, new outcomes, hopefully.
Also, well-known
It's time.
success from that coach in D1's college basketball.
It's time, bros. It's time. We've been playing great all year, except for that Baylor game. We get the split against Baylor. We're going to go deep into the Big 12 tournament, and then we're going to go deep into the NCAA tournament. I'm speaking into existence. I need it. It's going to be a great start to the next year of Texas athletics. Football is going to win the national championship. Everything's fine.
At the Slander U, go search them out. Like, download, subscribe. Dex, what are we doing?
Hashtag Poor Florence Pugh. A good person coming out March 24th in theaters. Go see it.
All right, we're out.